let's do some more Dawntrrail. Let's see, where are we? I did some stuff off stream, my leveling and stuff, because, well, I have nothing better to do. So that's why I am now Sage. So, we're in the last area. Well, actually, I'm sorry, we're not in the last area. We're in this area, and we're in this futuristic town that is apparently Alexandria. Yeah, we'll see. We're just see what's going on. And we're going to talk to Sveen, who is supposed to be like Princess Garnet, which I kind of realized because I was like, wait a second. Princess Garnet. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced. Oh yeah, we're finishing up this quest. Let's just finish this up. Let's see. A day in the life. Sveen is eager to show you around. I suppose. Rather than bore you with the lengthy explanation, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yupi's Halo it is. We can speak with one of the farmers there when we arrive. Okay. I guess we're off to Yupi's Hollow. And let's see. I don't know why there's a delay in the music. Anyways, we are doing... I actually don't know where. I actually don't know what's going to happen. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. All I know is we're in this futuristic town. So we'll see what's going to happen now. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in a myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what allowed this place to flourish. Queen Svee! To what do I owe the sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's alright. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of host will we be to deny them a look around, and I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here. You know me too well. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. 'Twould appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. Okay. You go on ahead, I'll keep Sveen company. Okay. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but do be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wooklamot's watchful eye. Pray come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. I'm a little annoyed by this. A little bit? No. Oh, wow. Hopefully it won't be too annoying. Elias. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... you wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields, mostly watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. I don't know why there's so much talking, so much juxtaposition. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then. You would be correct. Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious, and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electrope complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Oh, okay. Dodos? They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. Is that true? It is. So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. Setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Ubai's Hollow, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animal is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they shift off, but a job is a job. Yeah, I guess. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Okie dokie. Oh, Queen Fiend. Can I be done with this? This is what I get for slacking. I want to go there. What's over there? Look at them. Enjoying a little conversation. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. What happened? Well, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've heard of your fellow speaking with the farmers. They'll let us return to Mahausia. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. I was amazed everyone loved their work. I think that's a good way to put it. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? No. Oh, but I guess it's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always they take to their duties with good cheer. And what do you think of our little tour, Lamati? Oh. What did you call me? Yeah. Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. I mean, it is. There's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. But simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. I think some creatures have become charged up with the energy and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system could return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. I'm gonna have to go do it, aren't I? We could take care of it if you'd like. I knew it. It is most gracious of you to offer, but it's much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the Val resolve of Tuliola. Regardless of how the relations between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And is even stronger than I am. I shouldn't take this long. Oh, yes, I am strong. As you can see, I got a new armor on. Then very well, I gratefully accept, but please take care of. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Which means I gotta go find some monsters. You mean interrupted. It was rude. On to the other one. Over yonder. Should use my new ability. Survey the destination. Easy peasy. Nothing I can't handle. Especially as a sage. Oh yeah, I didn't know if you guys realized I changed my job. Because, yay for me, my white mage is level 100, and I'm slowly leveling sage, and then I'll do astrologian, and then, scholar. I tried doing astrology and I'm like, it is just way too much going on for me. I like sage though. Ah, you're both alright, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the beans. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guest, but thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this we won't have to ask the Zorolja's machines for help. He's been making a concentrated effort to bolster his forces, sparing no fraction for the people's protection. Thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sveen. Yeah, that's enough, Mausa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later, but to speak of the king now... No, she knows all about him. No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us more with uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know how much you care. That's a sign of a good queen. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. That's why Wook Lamont feels the same. You seem a good sort, Sveen, that I'll admit, but you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Where to next? Where to next? Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Sure. Like right there. Yep. 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 Vuklamant. Do you hear that? No. Uh-oh.
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. Cryle, Aaronville.
I'm glad you could make it. Are you with us?
Queen's fiends come to see you. We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
Oh, that's her mom thing person.
It can't be.
I know. Oh.
That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
It's 30 years.
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Oh no. Lux. We did everything we could to get her.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
I wonder what they do with the dead.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will
Hospice.
ease her burden.
She's going to hospice.
I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
It's so sad. It's not really. I mean, I feel bad for her. Wuklamat and Namika. That does suck, losing a parent. I would know.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
Poor thing.
It's not the end.
It is.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
Good question.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a void gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
The Ascians are gone, aren't they?
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
When Zorolja.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
The rejoining.
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sven's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
They didn't. That is very true. What is it?
Ah, but of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
I'm excited to go to Solution 9.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zeraljar resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zeraljar do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father.
Thank you for
And
the
to do so,
follow,
I intend to take
Buttersnarwell.
Zeraljar's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty.
Can learn a lot. Look, Lemati.
Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa? You might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
Kafkiwa?
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? That's not good.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
I didn't know this was Apple.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Well, that's a weird little thing. Concerning. Very concerned about that. Okay, I gotta be right back. I want something to drink. I will be right back. Sorry, I just wanted to grab some water. Okay, let's see. What's going on? How could Peppoande suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well? I wonder. I think so. I think when people die or whatever, they get erased. That's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Ether Ray. Where are we gonna go find Aaronville's mom? I don't know why the music there's a delay in the sound. It is very annoying though. Here, hold on, 2 seconds. Actually, I don't think that's gonna do anything. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to deal with it. An old woman named Namika. I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry, I couldn't be of any help. That is very concerning. Just a little bit. Oh, actually, it's up top. No? Inside? No. I do recall caring for someone until recently, and you say that it was a woman named Namika? Well, I can't say for certain. If it was her, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken to the cloud. I guess that's what they call, like, heaven or something. It's very, very concerning. What's that? Do I know Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while. If she spent time there, I would remember. Let's reconvene at the Etherite. So no one remembers Namika? So it was the same for everyone? Not a single person remembered Namika? It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. Well, such a thing might be done with magic. To alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act, too, and I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepone seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells? But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kakshua? I forgot it. Instead, Sveen said it to try the Thunderyard. It would be in this direction. What is that? Impossible! Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. After it. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions.